Hello, and welcome back to the Accelerated Investor Program. Today we're going to discuss a topic that is absolutely critical to the building of your millionaire portfolio. It's so important, it's been referred to as the most powerful force in the universe. So what are we talking about today? If you guessed compound interest, you're spot on. Albert Einstein referred to compounding as the eighth wonder of the world, and it could very well perform wonders for your finances. Here's a simple scenario. You invest 2,400 Rand a month, every month, for 15 years. I'll show you how to free up that cash shortly. And you get a return of 15% a year. This may sound too good to be true, but you'll soon know how to make this your reality. Over 15 years, you will have accumulated 1,576,000 Rand. This from an outlay of only 432,000 Rand. Such is the miracle of compounding. But you lead a busy life. You don't get around to starting that savings plan because, other things came up. You start the plan 5 years later. Your payout is now only 672,000 Rand, a massive 904,000 Rand less than it would have been had you made it a priority in the beginning. I'm sure you'll agree this is a fairly substantial cost for procrastination. In other words, the sooner you start, the sooner your savings will start to snowball, and the larger they get, the quicker they grow. This should be enough incentive for you to get started. But what exactly is compound interest? Simply put, it's interest on your interest. And when it comes to making the most of this wonder of the investment world, there are three factors that influence how big your wealth grows. Firstly, how long you invest it for. This is an easy one. Like you saw in the scenario I described earlier, the longer you allow your money to compound, the more it'll compound on itself and the bigger your wealth will grow. Second is the rate. For example, the interest rate at which your wealth compounds. The higher this rate, the faster your money will grow and the bigger the compounding effect will become on your wealth. That's why we've worked hard in this program to put together a portfolio that will return you in excess of 3 times what you can earn in the bank. Finally, and I might add this is the least important of the three, is the amount of capital you start with. The more capital you start with, the greater your returns from compounding will be. Now, you might be wondering why I say this is the least important aspect. Well, the truth is, if you're earning a decent rate on your money and you invest for long enough, compounding will turn any sum of money into a staggeringly large sum. Now that you understand compounding, I want to share with you one of the strategies we'll be using to help you build your million rand portfolio. Drip feed your investments and never have your portfolio crippled by a market crash. Drip feeding your money into an investment allows you to win in any market conditions. And that's all thanks to the power of Rand cost averaging. It works like this. You invest a set amount on the same day in one or more investments each month. As a result, you'll buy more units in a particular investment when prices are low and less when the unit price is high. Your average unit cost will smooth out the difference between high and low unit prices over time. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say you decide to use the Rand cost averaging strategy to invest 100 Rand in ABC shares for 3 months. In February, the share is selling for 10 Rand a share, so you get 10 shares for your money. In March, the share price drops to 5 Rand, so you get 20 shares for your 100 Rand. Then, in April, the share price shoots up to 20 Rand a share, so you only get 5 shares for 100 Rand. So, to work out the average share cost you paid over the 3 months, you simply add the total number of shares you bought, 10 shares in February, plus 20 shares in March, plus 5 shares in April, which gives you 35 shares in total. Altogether, you paid 300 Rand for your 35 shares. Now, take the 300 Rand you spent and divide it by your 35 shares to get the average price you paid per share. In our example, this works out to 8 Rand 57. That means, on average, you paid 8 Rand 57 for each share you own. That's a 26% saving on the average actual share price for the same period, which would be 10 Rand plus 5 Rand plus 20 Rand divided by 3. This would give you an average trading price of 11 Rand 66. Of course, you can't create something out of nothing. Even with the power of compounding and Rand cost averaging behind you, you still need some cash to invest. So, how much money are you going to need? Well, a lot of investment professionals would have you believe you need 100,000 Rand or more just to get going. Now don't worry if you don't have this kind of cash lying around. That's why, in this program, I'm going to show you a way to get your R1,000,000 portfolio started with just 2,400 Rand per month. If 2,400 Rand a month is still too much for you right now, I've prepared a short report just for you that will show you exactly how to free up 2,500 Rand a month or more you never knew you had, all from regular monthly expenses. Download this free report from the resources section of your online classroom, or by clicking at the link at the end of this lesson, and get started now. So, what are you waiting for? In step 3 of the Accelerated Investor program, I'll take you through exactly how to put your 2,400 Rand to work for you to grow the first 100,000 Rand of your R1,000,000 portfolio in next to no time. Until then, here's to staying ahead of the game.